So I want to show you this is one of my favourite pictures at the moment. Now, this is a picture of Tavaziva Dance, our local professional dance organisation that's based here, actually, at the Burnley Grant Arts Centre, doing an outreach programme to young males who live locally. And as you can see, they're all concentrating, and they're looking at the choreographer who is off screen. You can't see the person off screen. So they're in the moment, and they're doing this group activity together. But now what I want you to do is really look closely at the picture. Because every single one of those young men are expressing themselves in different ways through their body. Look at their arms, whether they're rounded or more direct. Look at how they're holding their heads. Look at their body posture. So although they're doing a group activity at the same time, they're being expressive as individuals. Now here's another picture. This is some of the members of CD60 Plus posing, and with our dance artist Molly Wright, who works with us. We come together each week to dance together. Most of the people have never done anything like creative dance before. So we enjoy dancing together, and gradually friendships form, and we support one another. And we've even started doing a few performances. Here's one of us performing together, and here's one we did at Ali Pali. And this is after Ali Pali, where we're all smiling and enjoying ourselves afterwards, and some of the husbands and partners are around as well. Now, the thing is, when we've performed, one of the interesting things is that it's often the younger people who come up afterwards. And they've said kind of two different things. One of them is that it's made them almost cry. They feel moved by it. And that's most probably because they think, oh, grief, you know, older people can dance after all and express themselves. But the other thing is that they see older people enjoying themselves and doing something that they're obviously putting their heart and soul into it. And that gives younger people hope. Because we're all living in a society that is so geared to promoting youth culture that the idea that you actually get old, but of course we're all going to get old, the idea of getting old, is so unappealing. And here we've got people who have left their full-time jobs or whatever they've been doing in the past and are actually enjoying life and living in the moment and doing things. So I think that participatory arts are really important. They are not the icing on the cake, far from it, because they bring people together to create friendships and bring people together so that they can do something that they feel is worthwhile. And then they start caring for one another, and they start talking about other things, and then become more active as citizens as well. I think this is especially important for grassroots organisations. Now, grassroots organisations is where people actually come together, and they keep coming together because it's still carrying on. And so it's doing something that people want, otherwise they'd vote with their feet. So they don't need checklists, they don't need evaluations, they don't need consultants coming to see what you're doing and, you know, tell you what to do. It's working. If something is working, you don't fix it, you encourage it, you support it. And that is what gives neighbourhoods spirit and positive energy. So it's not the icing on the cake, it's the glue. And if we have that glue, we start getting a ripple effect. Because if you and me are happy as individuals, leading a more positive life, having meaning and purpose in our lives, and the people we're immediately relating to hopefully are also doing that, whether that's in school, having the chance to do creative activities, then we're getting on better. There's more chance of there being positive relationships. And then all of those ripple out into the neighbourhood, and so hopefully there'll be more positivity going on locally. And I would say then it ripples further, because if lots of neighbourhoods are doing that, well then there's more positivity in various neighbourhoods in the city. And I would say now, hopefully, we can give a message to other parts of the world as well, where there's lots of conflicts, and it would be much better that people were coming together to get to know one another, speak, etc., and to resolve issues, rather than there being war. So it's quite important, really. Now, another reason why participatory arts are really good is because it allows you to get out of your mundane life. Now, that might just be because you've got a terrible life, but at least for a couple of hours each week, you can go and do something. Or it might be, in fact, that you can see your life in a different kind of way, because it's giving you a chance to step out of the mundane of your work and your problems and actually enjoy it. Later on today, you're going to see the Tottenham Community Choir. Now, Tottenham Community Choir was something that I initiated when I gave up full-time work, and I knew that I wanted to get back into the community, and I enjoy singing. So I got a group of people together who were of different ages, different backgrounds, who all liked singing. And here we are, 5 years on. We perform locally, and we have performed not only locally, we've actually been to the V&A, and we're available. But the good thing about it is that it's actually people meeting on a regular basis. And again, friendships are formed, there's socialising, and people get to know one another. And so another thing is that where you have got these kind of activities all going, it's a benefit to the community. There'll be less antidepressants used because people can generate more positivity with others. There'll be less litter and vandalism because people feel more committed to the community. There'll also, of course, be all the things I've mentioned, like more friendships, more coming together. There's lots and lots of lonely people who live in our community and in all communities, and this can be for a whole variety of reasons. It can be because they've been made redundant. It can be because they are bereaved. It can be because they're divorced. It can be because their family and friends have left them. It can be because they've come a long way and left their family and all their links with the community behind because they've come searching for work. It might be because they've got such a fantastic job that that's all they do, and they are working for long hours and they just sleep and work. And then, of course, there's the poor souls that we all hear about who are much more friendly with their computer than they are with actually face-to-face. So there's lots of people who could benefit from getting outside their homes and doing something worthwhile that they enjoy and share with others. And this isn't, I'm not talking about arts that are only for the posh, or arts that are only for the privileged, or arts that are only for the exceptionally talented. No, everybody has aspirations and dreams of what they want to do. So to give you an example, people sometimes say to me, I can't join the choir because I can't sing. And I say, well, that's exactly why you join a choir. Because if you didn't enjoy the choir, if you don't join the choir, and you were a good singer, you would be a soloist. So come and join the choir and you can join in. And so many people have been let down by others saying, oh, you can't do this, you know, you're too fat to be a dancer, you're not clever enough to go on to university, you know, all these negative things that people have, and then they react to them. And so as a community, we have to encourage and support people to have a chance, and it's for everyone. And with that as well, there shouldn't be stereotypes. It shouldn't be this preconceived idea that because you're from an X background, you're only interested in that. You know, because I'm now an older person, I only want to do line dancing. Or because I'm, one of my dancers always tells the story that she's a West Indian woman, and she's always dreamt of being a ballerina, and she loves going to the ballet to look at it. So don't have stereotypes. So beneath the surface, I think that we have got a lot to teach the outside world. We get on with one another, and we have got activities going locally and lots of things, and potentially a lot. But I think we've now got to push further. Our decision makers have to make leisure and arts activities as high priority as all those other high priorities, which of course are very, very important. Because that's what makes communities worth living in. It makes it worthwhile for everybody to get up in the morning if they've got some meaning and purpose in their life and some relaxation and joy, as well as all the other things that they do. If that happens, and hopefully it will increasingly, we will find that people will know one another better. And in the street, people will actually say hello to one another. And there'll be more people in the parks and getting out using our facilities. And they'll be able to look in one another's eyes and actually, when they say hello, actually mean it. And there'll be that kind of positive exchange, and they will smile in meaningful ways. So I say, let's have more joy and creativity in our community. Let people come together, because if they do, then it means that there is more positive change going to happen. And people will feel part of a whole. They won't feel alienated. And in that sense, I would like to say to you, let's sing, dance, and smile. And you can see lots of smiling faces and our singers and some Japanese dancers, actually. So thank you very much.